Okay? So I'm going to multiply x times 4x. Those are my first terms. My O stands for my outer terms. So I'm going to multiply my outer terms, which are x and negative 1. Does everybody see that? Okay. Next up, I need to multiply, I need to go with my I, which is my innermost terms, which are 3 and 4x. Okay? Does that make sense? Now, lastly, we need to multiply our last terms, which are 3 and negative 1. Okay?
It can help some people if you write full out there, a space between each one and first or first.
Okay? My first, my outer, my inner, and my last. Okay, now, guys, hush. Now I'm going to combine these terms together. I'm going to simplify them. When I do x times 4x, it's going to give me what?
4x squared.
Okay, what about x minus negative 1? Kenny. Yeah, that's going to give me a negative x. Okay, when you multiply 3 times 4x, that's going to give me 12x. And when I work out 3 times negative 1, that's going to give me a negative 3. Okay? Now, lastly, combine your like terms. I have negative x and I have a positive 12x. I can put those terms together. Okay? So when I do that, it's going to be 11x. Minus 3, 4x squared.
12 minus 1 is 2.
Okay, so I'm going to multiply my first terms, which are c and c. Okay, does everybody see that? So that's going to be c times c. Next, I'm going to multiply my outermost terms. Okay, FOIL. So I've done my first. Now I'm working with my O, which is the outermost terms, which are c and negative 4. Make sure you keep that sign in front of that negative 4. Okay? Make sure you keep that. Don't change it to 4. Don't do c times 4. It's c times negative 4. Okay? Now I'm working with my I, which is my innermost terms, which are 2 and c. So I'm going to multiply 2 times c. And then lastly, I'm going to be working with my last terms, which are 2 and negative 4. Christian, please stop. Please stop. Thank you. Stop.
That's how everyone gets confused.
Now, let's simplify this. C times c gives me c squared. C times negative 4 gives me a negative 4c. 2 times c gives me a positive 2c. And lastly, 2 times negative 4 gives me a negative 8. All right. What's my last step?
And then you gotta
Combine like terms. Good job, Autumn. That's going to give me c squared minus 2c minus 8. Cool. All right, so we need to break this first equation up and distribute it times that second equation. What I mean by that is I'll have a 3a. Okay, I'm gonna just work with 3a right now. I'm going to distribute it to that second equation. Okay. Next, I'm going to distribute what? What do you guys think? What's left? Good. The exact same way. All right. And then from here, I'm just going to simplify this. I'm going to go ahead and distribute this first one. That's going to give me, when you do 3a times a squared, it's going to give me what?
3a to the third.
Good. Add those exponents, okay? When you do 3a times negative 12a, it's going to give me what?
Negative 36a to the second.
Good. You add those a's together. I'm sorry, you add those exponents of 1 and 1 together to get a squared. Okay. Then lastly, you're going to do 3a times 1 is going to give you 3a. All right. So I've simplified that first one. Now let's simplify that second one. When you do this, that's going to give you 4a squared. Okay, I multiplied 4 times a squared. Next, I'm going to multiply 4 times negative 12a. 48a. And then lastly, I do 4 times 1, which just gives me 4.
Oh, you're adding them? The two equations?
Yes, because, yes, that's a great point. Autumn asks, we're adding this. Yes, we are adding this because it says 3a plus 4. Now, if this was a minus, you'd be minusing these two equations. Okay, so be careful with that. All right? Now here, I need to combine my like terms. Okay? Do I have anything raised to the third power?
No.
No, so that's going to stay the same. All right? What about do I have a squares? I do. I have a negative 36a squared, and then I have a positive 4a squared. Combine those terms, and you come up with negative 32a squared. Remember, we're not adding the exponents right now. Be careful with that. We're just combining our terms. Okay? What about my 3a and negative 48a?
Yeah. Oh, 45A.
Good. A negative 45a, and then lastly, I have my plus 4 at the end. So that is your simplified answer. Christian, please stop.
I'm asking the question on this, do we do it?
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and distribute this 2b squared to each one of that second one. So I got a b squared. I got a 2b squared e. 2b squared times 3b. Okay. I got a 2b squared times negative 1. Alright. So now I'm done with my 2b squared. I've distributed it through each one. Alright. Now let's distribute this 7b. 7b times b squared. Same process, just more numbers. Okay? You have to distribute each one of those.
So you use a FOIL method?
Now we're not we're not really foiling because we're not doing first.
You're distributing every number in that first thing
Yeah.
over to the next one. Every time 2b squared multiply everything in the next one. 7b squared multiply
Okay, we're
everything
good.
by the next
Okay, thank you, Christian.
and
Thank
9
you.
multiply everything by itself. I know, no side comments.
Okay, I'm going to run out of room. So let me. I can fit. Oh, it's not going to fit at the end. Okay. I'm going to work. I'm going to go ahead and work out these. Does everyone understand the concept of this? Okay. You're still distributing, no matter what you're doing, right? You have to distribute each term. Okay.
Wait, where did you get 3B? Oh, never mind.
Got it. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and simplify these terms, and I know I still have to distribute that 9. Okay. This 9 right here, I still have to distribute it to each term, but I've run out of room, so I don't want to cram it all in there. All right. So I'm going to work this one out. This is going to give me 2b to the 4th. This is going to give me 6b to the 3rd. Okay. So I've worked out these first two.
You forgot the 9.
I know. I don't want to cram it in on the side over there. So let me simplify this first part. All right. Now this is going to give me a negative 2b squared. Okay. So I'm worked out that one. Next up, I got a 7b times a b squared. That's going to give me a What? No. B to the third. Remember, add those exponents when you're multiplying. Okay. Now I got a 7b times a 3b. That's going to give me a what? Yeah, good job, Carlos. Okay. And lastly, I have a 7b times a negative 1, which gives me a negative 7b. Okay. Now, let's distribute that 9 right now so that I can add those terms to it. What's the best way to write this? I'm going to distribute it over here on the side. Okay, so I got 9 times b squared. I got 9 times 3b. And then I have 9 times negative 1. Okay? Does everybody see what I'm doing? Making sense? I know it's kind of sloppy right there. I wish I'd have fit it all right there. So I'm going to go ahead and simplify that. It's going to give me 9b squared. That's going to give me 27b. And this is going to give me a negative 9. Now that I have all my terms simplified, now it's time to match up, combine my like terms. Okay? I like to start with the greatest, really, put the greatest degree first. Let's go ahead and put it in standard form. All right? So look and define which one's my greatest degree? 2b to the 4th. So we know that's going to lead off. Okay? So I've got that one down. I'm going to mark it out as I go through it. Okay? Now I have my next highest degree is going to be b to the 3rd. Okay? Now let's combine all the ones that have b to the 3rd. Looks like I have a 6b to the 3rd and I have a 7b to the 3rd. It's going to become what?
42b.
Yes. So then I have 13b to the 3rd. Okay, so now I've done all my b to the 3rd powers. Now, let's handle the b squares. Looks like I have a negative 2b squared.
And a 21.
I have a 21b squared. And then also at the end I got a 9b squared. Let's combine all those terms. When you add negative 2b plus 21b, that leaves you with a 19b squared. Okay. And then next up, I got a 9b added to that. That's going to give me plus 28b squared. All right. Now it's time to combine my just plain old b's. I got a negative 7b, and then also I got a 27b. It's going to give you 20b. And then the old minus 9's at the end.